Unified dynamics. Distinction theory.
Modern physics operates on a basic assumption. Space and time form a pre-existing stage, and energy is the actor moving across it. To make that stage work, physicists have to plug unexplained numbers into their equations. These are free parameters, values like the mass of an electron or the strength of gravity that aren't derived from the math itself, but are hand-picked to make the models match reality. Unified dynamics discards the stage. Instead of starting with a spatial canvas, the framework begins with absolute, undifferentiated nothingness. Curious, this raises a question. If there is no background, could time and energy actually be physical structures generated by a single geometric rule? Understanding how gravity and quantum mechanics interact requires leaving behind the idea of a universal void. We have to watch reality build itself from scratch. Existence begins by separating this from that. This distinction event creates a line, but a line is unstable. To find equilibrium, it connects to a third point, forming a flat triangle. Triangles then fold upward, locking into the simplest 3D shape, the K4 tetrahedron. Notice what is missing here, a ticking clock. In this model, time is simply the sequential ordering of these structural closures. Time is the sequence of space snapping into stable geometry. Time operates on two layers. At the bottom is closure time, the deep sequencing of the tetrahedral network. Above that is observable time, the linear projection humans experience. When multiple branching paths in the deep layer map to a single observable instant, we see quantum superposition. Taking a measurement doesn't cause a magical collapse. It acts as a time lock, selecting one readable path from the underlying structure. What looks like bizarre quantum behavior is just the limitation of our observable timeline trying to read a much deeper, highly ordered geometric process. Constructing this geometry requires effort. Every time a new distinction is made, it carries an irreducible action cost. Existence is not free. As these tetrahedral networks tile and build upon each other, they accumulate structural strain, a property called burden density. This geometric strain translates exactly into the properties standard physics interprets as mass and energy. When a geometric closure fails and becomes frozen in place as a persistent defect, we perceive it as a solid piece of physical matter. Every single gram of matter and every joule of energy represents the structural cost of maintaining this geometry. Standard physics relies on a pre-existing stage, curve-fitting its data. Unified dynamics generates observable physics through a precise, derived mathematical formula. Its corrective dressings, like the variable zq, are native structural accommodations forced by the shape of the tetrahedron itself. By deriving these values directly from the geometry, the framework requires exactly zero free parameters to predict fundamental constants, like the exact ratio of gravitational to weak coupling. Compare this structural precision against the massive observational scales of standard cosmology, where unexplained variables are routinely inserted just to make the equations balance. A mathematical system that functions without hand-picked parameters proves that the rules governing the universe are structurally inevitable rather than arbitrary. This grammar scales recursively. A completed tetrahedral shell becomes the seed for the next layer, building everything from subatomic particles to the largest galaxy clusters. Space, time, and matter are the consistent outputs of this singular, repeating process. The universe is a self-generating geometric feedback loop, constantly calculating its own stability.